Have you heard that running is a better form of exercise? Or maybe you have heard that walking is better and you shouldn't even bother with running. Well, today I'm going to discuss the pros and cons of running, and I'm going to discuss the pros and cons of walking. And by the end of this video, I am going to discuss my thoughts on what is the best form of exercise. So first off, before we discuss, hi, I'm Shanna, a NASM certified personal trainer, an online fitness coach, a veteran marathon runner, and a mom of 3. So let's talk about running versus walking. So let's talk about the first pro of running. First of all, running burns more calories in a shorter amount of time than walking. For example, you can cover more ground in a shorter amount of time running. For example, if you run 3 miles, if you do a 3-mile run and you're doing a 10-minute pace, you can cover that within 30 minutes. So for example, if you are walking at a 15-minute pace, you're probably going to get that done, 3 miles done in about 45 minutes, maybe a little longer. So that is why running is more effective in burning calories in a shorter amount of time. Pro number 2 of running, it gets your heart rate up and makes your heart stronger. So running is just going to ultimately give you a better cardio workout because you're getting your heart rate up. Well, you're just going to get in better shape running. There's just no doubt about it. If your heart is working harder, it is getting more efficient and it's going to make you more in shape. As time goes on and you become a more efficient runner, your blood pressure can improve, so you can lower your blood pressure, and your resting heart rate can be lowered. And if you are running, you're just going to feel like you're getting in better shape. Another pro of running is you're going to build more muscle. So you're going to replace fat with muscle. You're going to get better shapely legs. You're going to get more definition in your abs. You're just going to lose more overall body fat by running, because running is the ultimate toner of your entire body. So we talked about the great benefits and pros of running. Let's talk about some of the cons of running, because believe it or not, there are some cons. One of the biggest cons of running is it puts you at greater risk of getting injured. Running is a higher impact and vigorous activity, and you're putting more stress on your knees and joints. If you're running a lot of miles, you can start getting some overuse injuries. You could get runner's knee, you could get shin splint, suffer from IT band syndrome, plantar fasciitis. These are just some of the possibilities of some risk factors you can get as a runner. Another con of running is it can cause some muscular imbalances. It can cause muscular imbalances and make you less flexible. Many runners, if they don't work on their flexibility, their legs, your muscles just stiffen up and get really, really tight. So important as a runner to do yoga or foam rolling, some stretching. That is very important because running is naturally going to tense your muscles up. Another con of running is it's harder to get started. When you are first starting out as a runner, it is challenging. It's hard to get started. Sometimes it's hard to know how to start, and you just feel totally out of shape, out of breath easy. You get side stitches, those sort of things. So yeah, that's some of the ways running is harder to start ultimately. As you build up your fitness and endurance, running does get better, but you have to be patient with it. So that's just one of the hardest parts about running. It's just hard in the beginning, but just know that it gets better over time. Another con of running is that you need more rest days. You're going to have to take more rest days to rebuild your muscles, ultimately to prevent your risk of injury. So for example, as you begin as a runner, you should start maybe with 3 days a week and run every other day, just so you're not getting burned out and getting injured. So important. As time goes on and you become a more advanced runner, it's still advised to at least take 1 rest day a week, so your body gets a day to physically and mentally recharge. So now let's talk about some of the pros of walking. One of the first pros of walking is it is just easier to get started. You don't really have to have a really high level of fitness to begin, and it's not very hard to build up over time. If you're an able-bodied person, anybody can get started walking. It doesn't feel as hard, and a lot of people find it more enjoyable in the beginning. Another pro of walking is that it is low impact. So it's not as hard on your joints and your knees, and you can do it every single day without even have to take any rest days at all. So a daily walk is going to be fine. You're really not going to have too many risk of injuries. The only thing that might cause some problems if you're not wearing the proper shoes, if you're wearing too tight of shoes, or if you are wearing too big of shoes, it might rub up against your foot, or you might get blisters. That's really the only risk of or walking. Overall, you're going to be less prone to getting injured or walking. One con of walking is it takes longer to burn more calories. It takes you longer to cover more ground. So like I said, if you are walking for an hour, you might only get about 4 miles in possibly, or maybe less. It just kind of depends how fast you are walking. Cons of walking is it just takes us longer. You're not gonna, therefore you're not gonna burn as many calories. If you want to use walking as a form of exercise and get in the best shape you can, it's just gonna take you longer to burn as many calories as if you were running. It's so time consuming to get a good workout in. Another con of walking is it builds less muscle than running does. You aren't going to get quite the muscular gains as you would as if you were running. Another con is that it doesn't get your heart rate up as high, and you're not really getting as good a workout in as if you were running. Overall, you're just not going to get in as good a shape as if you were running. So here's my conclusion about running versus walking. So overall, both of them are great forms of cardio exercise, and it is better to do something than nothing at all. In my opinion, running wins over walking as a busy mom because it takes less time to do a more effective workout. Some other benefits: makes your heart stronger, you get in better shape, you build more muscle, and ultimately you get the runner's high after you accomplish some physical endeavors. Make sure you check out my next video above about how running can change your life, both physically, mentally, and how it boosts your self-confidence. So see you next time.